I can be bought. That's what it's about.
You can take a pause for a couple years.
No.
And then go right back to it.
No. 10 million, 20 million, 30, no. A billion, no. This is not about money. This is about our country. I think it's disturbing that they would even, that anybody would think this is.
No, to be fair, even me, I'll say this. I want fresh face right now. For the reason that I've never seen anyone, I can't think of a single person in a federal race who's lost, ran and won. I can't think of it. If you can think of it, let me know.
I'm not going to let these people who hate our country tell me not to run. You should call them and tell them to get behind me. So what's going on? What is, I'm assuming this is our friend.
This is back east. There are very powerful people who want to keep you out.
I know they do.
But they're willing to put their money where their mouth is in a big way. So, this conversation never happened.
This is crazy though. They should want me. I'm a great candidate. People love me. These people are corrupt.
Well, maybe you're right.
They are right. They are corrupt.
This is right. I don't know. I know myself. This, if you say no, which is fine, it's your choice. Don't tell people.
They're gonna try to have me murdered.
Thanks, world, man. If that stuff that came out last week is right about the cartel stuff, man. I see the cartel's operating in 50 states right now. In all 50.
Mm-hmm.
So
what's going on? Who is it? What?
Forget the who. Let me just say that. I just say there are people calling around saying, no, you can't read this. Never repeat this. If you say no, don't. You say, I got it.
Yeah.
Because then we lose our ability to get things done in the future.
Here's my problem. Rather than just say, let's work with her, she's a great candidate. Because they don't own me. And it pisses me off.
Yeah, it's not about ownership.
It's about control.
I don't know it's about control. It's about being on the team. I guess that. You know what I mean?
They want to be on the team.
They want you to be on their team.
But if they're pushing a globalist agenda, I can't do that. So what do they want? What do they want me to do?
You want to stay opportunist. What? I'll tell you what I can offer you. What? I said, you can do whatever you want. It's talking head, this and that. So the ask of me was, it's kind of funny. So the ask I got today from back east was, is there any companies out there or something that could just put her on the payroll and give her to keep her out? And I said, well, what do you want them to do? Whatever you need to do.
This is about defeating Trump. And I think that's a bad, bad thing for our country. DeSantis is not America First. This is about the final death blow to Trump. And I don't think that's good for our country.
I love her. I love her.
It's not good for our country, Jeff.
It's not. But at the same time, I'm not even sure Trump can win. I don't know if he will. I think what it really comes down to for a lot of people, it's not really about control or agenda. It's just about the ability to raise money to win. You know, if you really want to know, all politics boils down to money. And even on their end, like, what makes them the most money?
I know. All these consultants don't want their payday to end. And I don't want to make a deal with these kind of people. This is a hill worth dying on. I'm not, if they're going to steal the election to make me and our movement go away, I'm not letting them do that. I owe it to the people of Arizona to carry their torch and their voice.
Or you don't go away, but you pause.
This is the battles right now, Jeff.
And you play your cards.
No, the battle is right now. The battle is right now, and we don't have time to pause on this battlefield.
You're not. You can't scratch their back. It's not afraid.
Yeah.
You don't really know them. And they're sitting around people that have stuff off them. You know what I mean? It's just, it's a back scratching club. That's all DC is. It's a big back scratching club. You're in no position to scratch anybody's back, and you've already made it known that if you get there, you're not going to scratch anybody's back. I don't scratch people's back. You know, I've been on the outs with a lot of people for a long time because I don't scratch backs. You know, where are we in 2 years if they steal the election again?
Listen to what you're saying. Why don't we do something about it so that we the people can pick our...
What can we do?
I'm not willing to accept that. Then I'm going to be the biggest pain, and these people... Go back and tell them that. I'm running, and I'm going to be the biggest pain in their...
And I'm willing to tell them that.
And they're going to have to kill me to stop me. You got to...
Shalom. Ka'ala Yahawah Ba'Shem Yahawashi Ba'Shem Qadash. Double honors by teachers, the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and mercy to the elect, with the house of David reborn again in this generation. And shalom to the 130 Yasharallah, who today are known as the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, who before losing our true heritage, we were known as, and still are, the true Hebrew Israelites of the Holy Bible. In today's lesson, we're going to talk about the video we just watched regarding these two people here. They're basically both Edomites. Okay, when I say Edomites, I'm talking about the biblical name for the Caucasian race. Okay, and what we just watched right now is they're basically fighting within themselves. Okay, now this in particular, this guy is the head of the Republican chair, basically the Republican Party. I think just in Arizona, maybe even the whole United States, but he's the chair. And he was basically telling this lady, she's a popular Arizona, I think she was running for governor, and basically she got the election stolen from her, but she's been in the political limelight ever since. He's kind of like one of these libertarian Republicans that have come on the scene, and I think she came out of like the People, but the thing is she's not on the team, hence why this guy told her that, you know, these higher ups that sent him to give her a message want her on their team, right? And see, she didn't understand that, you know, who this guy represents. See, she just thinks it's like some corrupt, you know, politician group, whatever. But also, what it is, it's the, what do they call it? The deep state, right? The swamp. And what that is ultimately is Amalek, okay, the head tribe of the nation of Edom. Okay, Edom again is the Caucasian race. Amalek would be the top tribe of the nation of Edom. Because remember, just like the nation of Israel has 12 tribes, the nation of Edom has their own respective tribes. Basically, the Amalek's the top of those tribes. Now, the Amalek would be the so-called Jewish people. Well, those are the deep state. Okay, that's the power that never goes. That's the power that remains. It's the power that assassinated JFK and all that type of stuff, right? This is why you have so many people right now either, you know, bowing to their blackmailing pressure that Amalek has over them, right? This is why we're seeing all these politicians coming out all crazy, or politicians, musicians, artists, celebrities coming out, you know, for what's going on over there in Israel. And you have other people whose name have been, you know, released, you know, put on Epstein's list, right? Because those more likely, you know, obviously they were guilty, but those were the people that either couldn't offer anything or wouldn't go along with the blackmailing, or were already known names. So what we're seeing here is what's going on right now to the house of Esau, right? And this is all prophecy. Let's go and get the scripture real quick. This is Job 20 and 22. In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. Now, when you look up that word straits, you know, basically what it means, here it goes, used that in reference to a situation that characterized by a specific degree of trouble or difficulty, right? So that's ultimately what the nation of Edom, or at least I should say the elites that are running their, you know, not only their own nation, right? The people around the world of the Edomite, descendancy, but the world itself, they're going to start running into problems. Okay, and that's what's happening right now. This is why when you look around the world, there's a lot of these protests, which we'll get into in a bit. But you also had that devil, Klaus Schwab, talk about how they're coming across anti-system groups.
You have this anti-system movement. What we are seeing is a revolution against the system. So fixing the present system is not enough. Now there is, of course, an anti-system which is called libertarianism, which means to tear down everything which creates some kind of influence of government into private lives. It's dismantling the system.
What he doesn't let in on is that his overreaching, globalist power grab is starting to rub people the wrong way, and people are standing against it. Hence, the protest, which we're going to cover in a bit. But let's read this first. This is Mark 30 and 25. And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. So the Messiah himself, commenting on nature of staying in power, is that the whole body, right, work together as one, right? But ultimately, what he's saying is that a system, a house, right, that is divided against itself. So in this case right here, when he references verse 26, and if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand, but hath an end. And that's ultimately what's happening. You see, so Satan is fighting against Satan. You got the people who are on the team fighting against the people who are not on the team, right? This is why you saw people who think Trump's going to come and save them, not realizing that Trump is also connected to Amalek, but through a different, power structure. This is Psalms 64 and 8. So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. So you see, we're probably not going to hear too much about this bribery, secret recording. It'll probably make some news because of Carrie Lake and who she is. But Esau still being in power, they don't want the stuff to be revealed, so they're going to try to bury it. Now, but again, this video just showed you, man, how one, we all know how the politics are corrupted, but it shows you how right now Esau's system's crumbling from the inside. They're fighting against each other, but it also shows you how this deep state works. It reaches out to candidates, tries to make backdeal moves, and that's why. And why is that? Well, because right now Esau is making his move for his goal, right, which is the new world order, and that's where in the end goal everybody's going to be chipped, or at least that's what Esau thinks, right? Either be chipped, vaccinated, and under their control. Okay, and that's where these devils are trying to take the whole world. But what does it say? It says Isaiah 14 and 5. Actually, start at 4. That thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon, and say, how hath the oppressor ceased? The golden city ceased. Yahawah Bashem Yashai hath broken the staff of the wicked, and the scepter of the rulers. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, he that ruled the nations in anger, is persecuted, and none hindereth. So you see, what's happening is that spirit of authority and just leadership that was on these Edomites around the nations all over the world where they are, they were always seen as the rightful leaders of the world, right? The things that they did were considered moral and just for at least what people knew about things. Right now we're starting to see all the revelations of all the corruption and all the wicked shit Esau did, and his military tribunals, and all just the wickedness that we're seeing come out, the corruption being exposed. We're seeing Esau for the wickedness that he brings forth. And the thing is that the Lord right now, the reason why we're seeing that is because it's not because Esau is just all of a sudden doing it, is because the witchcraft and the influence that Esau used to have over the world, it's fading and it's going away. And this is why the Lord is now revealing what they've done to the world. This is why we see things like about Amalek and bloodletting, and we see things about the slavery treatment that Esau did to Judah and vice versa. But the point being is that right now the spirit is being broken off of Esau to hide his sins, to hide all the crazy shit that he's done. And what does that cause? Well, it's causing people to turn against them. This here is a protest of people in Berlin, a big anti-fascist movement. So there you go. It tells you they're there to protest their fascist, radical, globalist government. And this, fascist, radical, globalist government, it's in almost every westernized government right now. They're making their moves. These are the Democrats, the leftist leanings, the globalists that every country and every Western power has in its midst. Right? And why is that? Well, because for the last couple of decades, all these, elitists, these kings of Edom, have put into power those people that they've elected, right? Look at all the things that Esau's done, with corrupting the political and banking system. These devils control the world. And what's happening is now that the world is starting to see who the true rulers are, and they're starting to, see the oppressive nature of these of the kings of Edom upon the whole world and what they want to do to them, right? Now people are starting to stand up. And just looking, let's look further. This is in France, okay? But look at all these other nations: Belgium, Germany, Italy, Holland, Norway, Poland, Romania, Scotland, Slovenia, Spain. This is in Italy, just happened a little while ago, or a couple hours ago. So there you go. And so what we're seeing is prophecy playing out in front of our eyes. Okay, and you can find this prophecy here in 2nd Ezra 15 and 16. For there shall be sedition amongst men, and invading one another, and they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. And this is what we're looking at right here, right? The people are standing up against their kings and their princes. Right, they're going against the ruling powers, and this is happening worldwide. Okay, and again, and after these protests happen, the other protests have come, and there's been so many protests that have popped up that just showing you that people are raging against the machine. Right, and the thing is you even have states protesting or rebelling against the federal government. You had Texas not respect or not observe or the order from the Supreme Court to reopen the border to the immigrants. They're staying in place, showing you that there's sedition amongst the society. Okay, we're in these times. And you see, all this is ultimately going to lead to another prophecy. One of the big prophecies that are supposed, is to come. This is talking about the martial law, because you see, with all the sedition that's starting to rise up now, and especially since we're going to get closer to election, what is it? Trump just won New Hampshire, so Nikki Haley, for the most part, I think she's done, right? They're going to pretty much give it to Trump. And now we're going to either see some really crazy crap go down, or they're going to give it to Trump. But either way, it doesn't matter who gets in to the White House. Things are going to still go the way they're meant to go. Okay, they're just changing out actors. Okay, and it just depends on who gets in there. The movie's going to be a little different. But again, remember, these are all Edomites. They control it. This is their kingdom coming to a downfall. Now, that being said, let's read this. This is Jeremiah 30:7. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. And Jacob is referring to the nation of Israel, okay, the Negro, Latino, Native Americans. You see, because what's coming is going to ultimately be a martial law. And you can see this happening right now to all these European countries that have been inundated with all these, immigrants. It's because this then gives the police force a reason to crack down and restore order to the, to the cities, to the states, to the, governments. So if you look right now, I just seen a video where the Senate is basically blocked off, and military, it looks like military is protecting the Senate and the White House behind barriers, those concrete barriers, right? And there are like hundreds of troops that I seen just it was what did it say? There was a sign that said official Senate parking zone or something like that, right? So the thing is that these devils are ready for insurrection. They're ready for people to rebel, okay? Because look at what's going around the world, all the protests. But again, since America's been so dumbed down through the witchcraft, the brainwashing, the most that you're seeing over here is just, small little batches of protests, but nothing like you see over there in Europe where they're not drugged and, given all that messed up food that messes up your brain thoughts. There's no fluoride in the water over there in Europe, right? That shit was done by the Nazis. And where did the Nazis come? Well, they came over here. This is Psalm 64:2. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words, that they may shoot at secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. They encourage themselves in evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily. They say, who shall see them? Now, this is ultimately talking about these Edomites, right? These Edomites in their secret societies, the true hand of power that runs the whole world, right? These are, remember, we see all these in movies, right? This secret organizations that rule the world, right? And you could know those are all Edomites, okay? The bankers, the 1%ers. Well, it tells you here that we need to be protected by the Lord from these people. Because why? Well, because they deal with left-hand power, right? These devils, they really do exist, and they really are fighting against us right now, even though it's being done in secret, behind doors. We just seen a video, again, at the beginning of this lesson, showing you how they move behind the curtain. So again, this is why we gotta stay prayed up. We gotta, make sure to focus on this truth, continue to learn, continue to spread this message out to the four corners of the earth, and just, be patient, Akim, but continue to watch. So hopefully this video was edifying. Until next time, I want to give all honor, glory, and praises to Yahawah, B'Hashem Yahawashi, B'Hashem Qadash. Shalom.